Well, it's suggested women get their first mammogram at the age of 40. But what happens when that mammogram doesn't come soon enough? That's what happened to one Laurel woman who was not only able to beat cancer in this hectic year, but accomplish some pretty extraordinary things along the way.
The last 6 months for Crystal O'Reilly have been anything but predictable.
It's definitely no path that anybody wants to take.
It all started in March.
One night I just getting ready for bed, felt a bump.
That was when she was 39. The recommended age for mammograms is 40. With no family history of breast cancer, it was never a concern, so she monitored it for a few weeks.
It's kind of one of those things that you think of kind of almost like, you know, it's not going to happen to me, at least not right now.
In a whirlwind of appointments, it was discovered she had
invasive ductal carcinoma. It's stage 3, grade 3. So my initial tumor grew to 7 centimeters. And then invaded 2 of my lymph nodes.
This all happened on the brink of the pandemic, getting into surgery just in time for a chemo port.
That was the last day of doing elective surgeries before COVID shut the hospitals down. So I was very lucky to get in and get that done so I could get my chemo started.
But luck didn't always play in her favor throughout the pandemic. With overwhelming love from her 2 daughters and husband, Crystal still had to face some of the most difficult moments alone.
There definitely were days where I did feel very alone with this, and you know, I had to meet my oncologist by myself. My husband was able to chat on the phone with us, but I mean, that's a pretty heavy appointment to go to alone.
Chemo appointments were also done solo, but she used that time with her sights set on her future.
Studied while I was going through chemo and took my boards as soon as I felt good right after my last treatment and passed. So now I'm a full RT and done with school. So
with 6 chemo treatments and a double mastectomy, the cancer is gone. Her positive, upbeat attitude was something her co-workers at Laurel Family Medicine noticed right away.
She is such a sweet spirit, and she is very kind and gentle, and just to hear her news and how young she is.
While she was gone for her surgery, they orchestrated a surprise for her return in show of their support.
Her fight is my fight. So we wanted her to know that we were behind her in this.
I have had to do it alone, and a lot of it alone. And to come to work and see everybody do this for me, it was pretty amazing.
When asked what's the most important lesson in all of this, Crystal said it's the self-exam.
Especially if you're not at the age of mammograms yet, don't ignore the bumps.
And Crystal's breast cancer journey isn't over yet. She still has radiation and says she will do everything she can to make sure she can be with her family for years to come.